Imagine standing on a concrete pier in a foreign country, watching your cruise ship slowly pull away without you. Your passport is on board, your luggage is on board, your vacation is gone. It sounds dramatic, but this happens every single week. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most cruise disasters aren't caused by storms, mechanical failures, or bad luck. They're caused by simple decisions that seemed harmless at the time. One wrong booking, one missed document, one overlooked rule. In 2026, cruising is smoother than ever, but it's also less forgiving. Ships don't wait. Policies aren't flexible, and mistakes are expensive. Today, we're breaking down 14 decisions that can quietly destroy your cruise before it even begins, and how to avoid every single one of them. Now we begin with number 1, flying in the morning of your cruise. The fastest way to turn a dream vacation into a disaster is booking a flight that lands the same morning your ship departs. On paper, it looks efficient. You save one hotel night. You maximize your time at home. It feels smart. But cruise ships don't operate like hotels. They operate on maritime schedules. When boarding closes and the gangway comes up, the ship leaves. No exceptions. Not for delayed flights. Not for traffic. Not for long security lines. And in 2026, air travel is still unpredictable. Weather disruptions, mechanical delays, crew shortages, missed connections. One small delay can snowball into hours. On a land vacation, that means checking in late. On a cruise, it means watching your ship disappear from the dock. And here's the harsh part. In most cases, there is no refund. The smarter move is flying in the day before, because the cost of one hotel night is nothing compared to losing an entire cruise. Number 2, ignoring documentation rules. A valid passport does not automatically mean you're cleared to sail. One of the most common cruise mistakes is assuming that if your passport hasn't expired yet, you're fine. But many countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your return date. If it doesn't meet that rule, you can be denied boarding at the terminal. And yes, it happens. Some travelers rely on a birth certificate for certain closed-loop sailings, technically allowed in limited cases. But if a medical emergency forces you to fly home from another country, that birth certificate won't get you on an international flight. You'll be stuck. Families face another hidden trap. If you're traveling with a child who has a different last name, or only one parent is present, authorities may require a notarized consent letter from the absent guardian. Without it, boarding can be delayed or denied. And one more mistake that ruins everything: packing these documents in checked luggage. Always keep passports, IDs, and consent letters in your carry-on. Because if your paperwork isn't perfect, your cruise ends before it even begins. Number 3, ignoring the prohibited items list. Most people don't think a packing list can ruin a cruise, but bringing the wrong item absolutely can. Cruise ship security is stricter than many travelers expect. That small closed steamer you pack to remove wrinkles? Confiscated. Same with irons. Many extension cords and surge protectors are also banned because they're considered fire hazards. But the biggest mistake involves controlled substances. In 2026, marijuana may be legal in many states and countries. That doesn't matter at sea. Cruise ships departing from U.S. ports operate under federal law, where cannabis remains illegal, medical card or not. Passengers are removed from ships every year for this. Some are banned. Some are forced to arrange their own flights home from foreign ports at their own expense. And claiming you didn't know won't help. Before you pack, review your cruise line's prohibited items list carefully, because one small assumption at home can turn into a very expensive mistake at the port. Number 4, trying to skip the safety drill. Every cruise begins with one non-negotiable requirement: the muster drill. In recent years, the process has become faster and more convenient. You can usually watch the safety video on your phone. You don't have to stand shoulder to shoulder on deck anymore. It feels simple. And that's exactly why some passengers try to skip it. They stay in their cabin. They delay it. They assume no one will notice. They will. Crew members track every single guest who hasn't completed the drill. If your name isn't cleared in the system, they follow up, repeatedly, and your vacation will be interrupted until you comply. Under international maritime law, this isn't optional. Refusing to complete the muster process can lead to disciplinary action, even removal from the ship before departure. It only takes a few minutes. But ignoring it can stop your cruise before it even leaves the dock. Number 5. Booking the cheapest fare without research. Everyone loves a deal, and cruise pricing can look incredibly tempting. But booking a sailing based purely on the lowest price tag is one of the fastest ways to guarantee disappointment. The cheapest fares are often found on older ships or less popular itineraries. That doesn't mean they're bad, but they may not have the features you've seen advertised. The newest attractions, high-tech entertainment, specialty restaurants, and headline experiences are usually on newer ships at higher price points. Another common shock comes from cabin selection. The lowest advertised fare is almost always an interior room, no windows, no natural light. If your idea of a cruise includes waking up to ocean views or stepping onto a private balcony, that upgrade isn't included in the bargain price. And in 2026, ships are sailing near full capacity. The idea that you'll book the cheapest cabin and magically receive a free upgrade? That's rare now. If you book the lowest tier, expect to stay there. A low price doesn't mean high value. It just means lower expectations unless you research what you're actually paying for. Number 6. Cramming an entire family into one cabin. On a booking screen, one cabin for 4 people looks like a smart way to save money. In reality, it can feel like living inside a closet. Cruise cabins are typically smaller than standard hotel rooms, and when you book for 3 or 4 guests, you're not getting 2 full-size beds. You're getting Pullman beds that fold down from the ceiling, or a sofa that converts at night, which means less walking space, less storage, and very little privacy. By day, you're stepping over luggage. By night, you're navigating in the dark. And in the morning, everyone is fighting for one small bathroom. It doesn't take long before frustration replaces relaxation. A better strategy is booking connecting cabins or pairing a balcony room with an interior across the hall. Yes, it costs more up front. But having 2 bathrooms and real breathing space can completely change the experience. Trying to save money on square footage often ends up costing you comfort and sometimes your sanity. Number 7. Forgetting to switch your phone to airplane mode. This is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make, and most people don't realize it until the bill arrives. Once your ship sails away from shore, your phone may automatically connect to a maritime cellular network powered by satellite. It sounds convenient. It isn't. These networks are not covered by most domestic mobile plans, and the charges can be extreme, often billed per megabyte of data. A few background app updates, a couple of social media scrolls, and suddenly you're looking at hundreds of dollars in roaming fees. The solution is simple. The moment you board, switch your phone to airplane mode. If you want internet access, purchase the ship's Wi-Fi package. Many cruise lines offer discounted pricing if you buy it before sailing. Waiting until you're on board usually costs more. It takes 2 seconds to toggle airplane mode. Forgetting to do it can cost you more than your drink package. Number 8. Skipping travel insurance. Nobody books a cruise expecting something to go wrong. But cruises are unique. You're in international waters, far from home, sometimes days away from the nearest major hospital. And when something unexpected happens, the costs can be staggering. A medical evacuation from a ship can exceed $20,000. Sometimes much more, and in many cases, payment arrangements must be made before transport. Even smaller disruptions can become expensive. A last-minute illness before departure, a delayed flight that causes you to miss the ship, lost luggage that doesn't arrive until day 4 of a 7-day sailing. Without insurance, you're paying out of pocket. With proper coverage, a crisis becomes manageable instead of catastrophic. But not all policies are equal. Some exclude medical evacuation. Some don't cover pre-existing conditions. Always read the fine print. Travel insurance feels unnecessary until the moment you need it. And by then, it's too late to buy it. Number 9. Assuming you won't get seasick. One of the most common cruise mistakes is believing seasickness won't happen to me. It has nothing to do with toughness, or experience, or how large the ship is. Seasickness is a biological response to motion, and while modern ships are incredibly stable, ocean conditions can change quickly. Even large vessels feel movement during rough weather or high swells. The real mistake isn't getting seasick. It's not preparing for it. Trying to find relief after nausea begins is much harder than preventing it. Ship stores may sell remedies, but by the time you're searching for medication, you're already miserable and possibly stuck in your cabin. Smart cruisers bring prevention with them. Over-the-counter options like Bonine, prescription patches if needed, even natural remedies if that's your preference. Because losing 2 days of a 7-day cruise to nausea isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a vacation you can't get back. Number 10. Climbing on railings or throwing anything overboard. This is the most dangerous decision a passenger can make. In the age of viral videos, some travelers try to capture the perfect balcony selfie, sitting on railings, leaning too far over, even attempting stunts for social media. It only takes one slip. Balcony barriers are there for a reason. Crossing them even briefly puts your life at risk. And cruise lines treat this behavior extremely seriously. Passengers have been banned for life over reckless balcony stunts. Throwing objects overboard is just as serious. Even something small, a cup, a bottle, a cigarette, violates maritime safety and environmental laws. Modern ships use surveillance systems, and if you're identified, fines and removal from the ship are real possibilities. A cruise ship balcony is not a stage. It's a safety boundary, and crossing that line can end your vacation permanently or worse. Number 11. Smoking or vaping in non-designated areas. Many travelers assume their private balcony is exactly that private. It isn't. Most cruise lines strictly prohibit smoking or vaping on balconies, and modern ships are equipped with smoke detection systems and surveillance that can quickly identify violations. Passengers are often shocked when security knocks on their door. If you're caught, you can face an automatic cleaning fee, often between $250 and $500, added directly to your onboard account. Repeat violations can lead to stronger disciplinary action, including being removed at the next port. This rule exists for one reason: fire risk. Cruise ships operate at sea, where emergency response options are limited. Even a small balcony fire can escalate quickly. Every ship has clearly marked designated smoking areas. They're listed in the daily planner and the cruise app. Ignoring that policy doesn't just cost money. It can cost you your entire cruise. Number 12. Not checking toddler pool rules before booking. If you're cruising with a young child who isn't fully potty trained, this one matters more than most people realize. Many parents assume swim diapers solve everything. They don't. Due to strict maritime health regulations, children who are not fully potty trained are generally not allowed in main swimming pools or hot tubs. Swim diapers are not considered sufficient in standard pools because they don't meet sanitation standards. Some ships have dedicated splash pads or toddler water play areas designed specifically for children in swim diapers. But not all ships do. If you book without checking deck plans and family amenities first, you may discover on board that your toddler isn't allowed in the main pool at all. That leads to frustration, tears, and a very long week explaining why they can't join the other kids. Before placing a deposit, verify the ship has facilities that match your child's needs. Because assumptions at booking turn into problems at sea. Number 13. Waiting too long to book excursions and shows. If you wait until you're on board to plan your activities, you're already late. In 2026, Cruise ships sail full, and the most popular experiences sell out early, sometimes weeks before departure. Helicopter tours, small group cultural excursions, exclusive beach passes, onboard comedy shows, aqua performances, specialty dining times. By the time the ship leaves port, many of the best options are gone. Relying on last-minute availability often means settling for what's left, not what you wanted. Number 14. Choosing the wrong dining style. Your dining selection quietly shapes your entire cruise more than most people expect. When booking, you're often asked to choose between traditional fixed dining and flexible dining. It seems minor. It isn't. Traditional dining locks you into the same table at the same time every evening. If you love structure and routine, that's perfect. But if you prefer spontaneity, watching sunsets, lingering in port, or attending early shows, being tied to a fixed dinner time can feel restrictive. Flexible dining sounds freeing, and it can be. But without reservations, peak hours often come with long wait times. That means standing around with a pager while your evening plans shift. A dream cruise doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Most cruise disasters aren't dramatic storms or mechanical failures. They're small decisions, quiet assumptions, tiny oversights that feel harmless in the moment until they cost you thousands of dollars or an entire vacation.